Now, for the story of village Paranpur, we are going to start with another topic known as organization of production. In the first video, you have tried to understood what is the overview of Palanpur, what type of village it is, and what is the non-agriculture and agriculture sectors of production. Now, for both the sectors, agriculture and non-agriculture sectors of production, we need some basic requirement. You can say they are the things which are required by both the sectors for any sort of production. So we'll start with the aim of production is to produce the goods and services that we want. There are four requirements for production of goods and services. They are land, labor, physical capital. Again, the physical capital is broadly divided into fixed capital and working capital. And the fourth one, which is a very common name nowadays, that is the human capital. So land, the first requirement is land, and the other natural resources such as water, forest and mineral. Land, whether it is agriculture or non-agriculture sector, we need both. Water also, for agriculture it is the main requirement, but in a non-agricultural sector also in some or other way we need it. Forest, if we can use forest products as timber, wood, other things available from the forest, and natural minerals which are available in that area. The second requirement is labor. It means people who will do the work. We need this requirement also of production in both the sectors. It means people who will do the work. Some production activities require highly educated workers to perform the necessary task. So they should possess special qualification or special type of knowledge to do the work. Other activities required worker who can do manual work. We need laborers also. They just follow the instruction given by us, or they are doing the work which are maybe not contributing in the straight away to the production of the thing, but it might be somehow related to it. Each worker is providing the labor necessary for production. The third requirement is physical capital. It means the variety of input required at every stage during production. What are the items that come under this physical capital? Now, tools, machinery and buildings. Okay, tools and machines range from very simple tools such as farmer's plow. So a farmer which is doing farming, they need plow. They are also considered as a part of simple machines. To sophisticated machines such as generators to generate power, electricity, because in villages they have electricity, but in some villages they have power failure. So at that time they use these generators for irrigation. Some small scale machineries also use generators to run their day-to-day activity. So if there is a power failure, there is no halt in the production process. Turbines are some machines which are used to push water through irrigation plants. Computers, etc. Tools, machine buildings can be used in production over many years and hence considered as a fixed capital. See, it's not that once you create a building or a shed or a area separated for manufacturing, it will change every year. Some machinery lasts for years and years. Some tools you invest them, but they last for many years. Yeah. So that is considered as fixed capital. The other part of physical capital is your raw capital or the money in hand. Raw capital means the raw material you need on day-to-day basis. So if the potters want to make a pot, he must be needing clay every day. A weaver who is weaving must be needing yarn every day or alternate raw, because without that raw material they cannot produce any finished products. To buy this and to cover up all the basic expenses like electricity, maintaining hygiene, cleanliness, all these things, you need money in hand. Some money is always required during production to make payments and buy other necessary items. Raw material and money in hand are called working capital. Unlike tools, machine and buildings, these are used up in production. So both of them are required for production. It's raw material and working capital both. The fourth is requirement 2, but recently only it is, you can say it is developed. Okay, we can have that we need knowledge and enterprise to be able to put together the earlier 3 resources, means land, labor and physical capital. You need to put them together to produce something. Yeah. an output either to use yourself or to sell in the market. These days it is known as human. The word is human capital. Now this is a picture given. We need to identify land, labor and fixed capital. So machinery is a fixed capital, land where the machinery is, the institute or the production house is set up, and the labor, the skilled people, those who are working on this. This is the picture. Every production is organized by combining land, labor, physical capital and human capital, which is known as factors of production. This all four makes the factors of production. As we read through the story of Palanpur, we will learn more about the first three factors of production. For convenience, we will refer to the physical capital as the capital in this chapter. So further we are processing in this chapter, or you can say we are focusing only on physical capital in this chapter. Okay, so the next topic here will be physical capital on this chapter. So we will be in detail studying about what is physical capital, how it is used, what are the areas where you can find the use of physical capital.